All right, so it's just something new I'm going to try. Today is November 1st, and it's the start of what we call NAPOD National Podcast Host Month. And a friend of mine kind of told me I should try Twitter Spaces, and it's something I kind of tried out with like a Spotify Green Room when it was called Locker Room. So I thought I'll jump in here. If anybody wants to join, go ahead. You can request, and I'll go ahead and add you. But anyway, let's just start things off with the New Jersey, new Spurs Fiesta jersey reveal that happened this morning. As everyone expected, it's obviously white with the Fiesta colors of teal, orange, and magenta. I've got to be honest, I was a little underwhelmed at first, and then I looked at the whole picture with the shorts, and the shorts are kind of like the saving grace, if you ask me. I feel like that's the best part of the uniform. That diamond, uh, a pattern on the leg is really cool. But the jerseys themselves are kind of meh, if you ask me. I really love what they did on the shorts. They had like thick lines, and if they had continued that pattern onto the jersey, I think that would have been better. And then it's kind of weird because they've got the modern Spurs watermark on there, yet they're kind of like paying tribute to the past of the city and the team. I thought, like with the San Antonio script that they've used in the past, would have looked a lot better than that if they continued, like I said, the thick lines that they have on the shorts and did that on the top. That would have been a lot better. I do have to say, Kelvin Johnson's shoes, though, I love hearing those. But anyway, there was kind of a mixed reaction throughout. What's up, Jose? What's up, everybody jumping in here? If you have any thoughts, like I said, feel free to jump in to speak, and I'll add you. But again, it's just kind of it's the new city edition. Some of the people I talked to, I thought maybe they set the bar too high because last year's black were pretty well done. I mean, I don't know if you can get much better than what they did there. And so the white, they weren't going to be able to just do the same thing and get away with it, especially with this fan base. I think this fan base is really hungry for something new, for something interesting. Let's see. All right, let me jump in. All right, Jose, you should be able to speak now. What were your initial thoughts on the? I saw you on Twitter, but what were your initial thoughts on the new jerseys and uniforms?
Honestly, like you said, the shorts are the saving grace. But I don't know, the whole, like, the modern Spurs. I feel like everyone kind of agrees. Like, get that Fiesta logo from that the Fiesta colors. I think it'd be perfect, but I don't know. It just looks weird.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looks. Somebody had a good point earlier, and they said, well, they probably had some really creative takes. But then you have to go through Nike, you have to go through the team, then you have to go through the NBA for clearance, and that maybe that stifled their creativity a little bit, and they had to go with something a little safe. But like I said, the shorts are great. Maybe if they had to continue some of that, it would have been really nice. But my first thought again was just like, meh, could have been better. What's up, Bruno? Ben, if you guys want to jump in with your opinion, just do a request and I'll add you. But yeah, so I mean, I think, like I said, everyone is like totally mixed on this. Some some people love it, want to order it already. They're gonna have to wait till November 15th, I think. Some people are just like, it's not that great. So some of the one of the like quotes they said was like the City Edition is inspired by the legacy of the team, and so then for them to go with the modern word mark is just kind of an odd thing. So anyway,
Yeah, I
what
feel
do you
that.
think?
I
Yeah,
hope
what
my
did you think
buddy. I
compared
hope
to
at
last
some
year?
point. Have you seen my buddy Geeke? He like does a lot of cool vests with like Spurs stuff. I just hope at some point they like reach out to him because he's like a very creative designer. He's an immigrant, very very brilliant guy, and I see this cool stuff that he does. Like he'll turn like a Sean Elliott or like a Dennis Rodman old Spurs champion jersey into a puffer vest. Like he does like creative stuff like that, and I just know like if they have someone like him in the room, like it would like, oh man, like that's what they need. Just that one extra voice in there.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some. There's been some really cool stuff. And like if you go on Reddit and stuff like that, some of the like concepts are like really awesome. So like I would love for them to just like pick on these and say, okay, well, like, what are the rights to use your design? What do you think? Anyway, Ben, I see you in here. What are your thoughts, man?
Heck yes. So I love the idea of paying the Redditors or people who are super creative and they come up with these ideas. Here's here's where you have to be careful because and here's where you take an example. This is a great example of how not to do this. I don't know if people know this story. I'm going to get super nerd on you guys for a minute, but the character Venom from Marvel, they basically had a contest for people to create characters. They chose a fan's work and made it Venom, and they basically threw him $100 and said, "Hey, thanks for this design. This is pretty cool. We're going to end up using it." And then Venom becomes one of their best characters of that era. So I think you have to make sure you properly and Marvel has never properly compensated writers and creators of characters since then because they think they can kind of get away with anything because it's our characters, they're going to be great, people are going to love them no matter what. So I think you have to be careful if you're the Spurs or the NBA and you go seeking out these guys and you say, yeah, we want to pay you for all of this stuff. I think at some point it's going to get to the point where these guys are going to have lawyers and they're going to say, listen, if you want to use my design, you have to give me X amount of the profits. I have to get a percentage. Maybe they get something else in there like I have to be able to go to X amount of Spurs home games or even away games every year. And it's going to get too complicated. And that might be one of the reasons they don't use one of these designs. I also happen to think that Nike has way too much say in this kind of stuff, and they're creative in some regards, but they don't have the time, the patience, and the resources to get creative with every single NBA team and make them super unique and creative. They just kind of say, well, we know Spurs fans like Fiesta colors. Let's just throw those on there somewhere and hope for the best. I mean, if you look at and me being someone who grew up in Orlando, I had this discussion with another buddy where we were talking about it. And he's like, "Oh man, these are amazing," and I'm thinking, I think they're dumb. I mean, you just made everything orange, which has never really been one of their colors, but you made it orange because they're in Orange County. I get it, but that to me, that's a very loose connection, and you basically repurpose stripes from previous uniforms and jerseys. So it can't be worse than that if you're the Spurs.
The only thing I'll chime in on that though is I don't know if you saw the other concepts for the other teams. So a lot of the other concepts were utilizing a lot of the old like looks and incorporating that and kind of making it a little bit more modern. So I mean, of course, they use the ABA logo, they use the colors. The font, of course, is the original logo currently now, which I thought they could have done something with it differently, but I get what they were trying to get at. So I mean, that's the only thinking I think a lot of Spurs fans will miss is, well, hey, I would have loved to see. Well, I get that, but look at all the other concepts, like the Rockets jersey, for example. They use kind of like the Stephen Francis
Yeah.
kind of like pinstripes, but then if you look at the lettering, they use like the old like white with red and yellow type lettering from their jerseys. So go back. I challenge everybody, go look back and look at every single jersey, and you'll probably find some concept that they use from jerseys from way back, or logos from way back, or lettering from way back. That's kind of like what they did with this. And I know a lot of folks said, hey, we should have probably put San Antonio on there in the front like they did back then. But I mean, I get what they were trying to do, and I don't have no complaints over it. I mean, I think a lot of it is Nike constraints as well. And so I think for what it's worth, I think they were great. I think they're, I hear that they're going to be continue to have some more exciting stuff. But I think, we got to keep that in mind versus, how can we make it better?
Jeremy, are you going to order a jersey?
I definitely will. I ordered a black one. I ordered a black one when they previously dropped, and I will definitely be ordering a white one. I really, really want those shorts. I think those shorts are definitely going to be sick.
Those shorts are absolutely fire.
I think everybody does the same thing. Yeah, for sure. Ben, I had a feeling you were going to go with something Marvel there, so I'm not too surprised. But also, if like Jeremy's point, I looked at some of the other concepts, and some of them were just terrible. Like, I guess Spurs fans should be thankful that like whoever's doing the Oklahoma City Thunder uniform, it's just like, what is that? It's nothing. And then I think it's the Cavaliers at first. I was just like, I thought I had to like check my glasses because I couldn't really even understand what was on there. Some of them were pretty bad. I really like the Bucks with the side panels at the color, so the stripes side panels at the color, so the stripes there. Let me read a tweet from John Diaz. Well, first he retweets the I guess commercial and just says yikes, and he says the shorts are perfect, but the actual jersey is awful. With that stupid current day Spurs script too, Nike just Nike'd all over these. So anyway, there's another I guess part of the staff member that's not too happy with these. But then we have like Vicky, who's like loves them and wants to order that jersey kind of immediately. So again, it's going to be mixed reactions. Anybody else there in the that's listening? If you guys want to jump in, feel free to request, and I'll add you, like I have with Jose, Ben, and Jeremy. But anyway, so it's just been interesting to see kind of all of the reactions today to that.
What'd you think of the Rockets jerseys?
Rockets look like the old Rockets
Yeah, it looks cool.
uniforms. You know, that's
Yeah, I like
kind
the
of cool.
pinstripes. It's really nice.
Yeah, I've always liked that design. There were some other ones that I thought were really cool as well. I'll have to pull it
The
up,
Nets,
but
I really like the Nets. Theirs is cool. Kind of pays homage to the old Nets jerseys.
I would say go look at Chris Creamer. I think his ad on Twitter is sportslogos.net, and he kind of gives context into like what logo and everything font that they use from old jerseys. And he's literally doing team by team of every single one. It's kind of cool to see. I mean, I think the Wolves, I love like kind of the old like early Garnett, Marbury days. The Nets kind of pulled from like the Dr. J, but then also from like the Jason Kidd days. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that they pulled from a lot of the old days. I thought they were cool. I think they were neat designs. Some of them definitely are ugly, and we'll say that. But I think there's some history behind some of them where you're like, okay, that makes sense, and that's why they used it. Some of them are pretty neat. And again, Nike kind of did their thing with it. I'm pretty sure the teams were kind of like very, at capacity of what they could really do, or there was only so many constraints. But there were definitely some interesting ones in there.
yeah, and I like some of the older ones, like the Denver. I remember when I was a kid, I thought those were ugly, and I really like those now. The Mavericks, kind of thing, homage to some of their former uniforms. The Suns one looks exactly like what they used last season, so I'm not sure if they changed anything. But here's one that kind of throws me is Miami. This looks like it's a ransom note, like the way they did their team name on the jersey. It's just so weird. It's like serial killer note or
Yes,
something.
very excited for the Zodiac killer to come back and terrorize.
They did it from like the Miami Nights one, and then like the early like the one that LeBron wore was like a white with like it looked like the Fiesta colors. It was like a pink and orange, and then they did the A from like the Dwayne Wade years, and then the black numbers from when they did the black jerseys. It looks weird because they literally took it from each one, but it looks awkward as hell.
Yeah, definitely. And then the Pacers, who was first played tonight, I like those. Those kind of remind me of like the old like Reggie Miller days and things like that. So those are cool. But I think honestly, the best ones that I'm looking at out of all these, I think I really like the Rockets ones. Those are probably the best. Utah seems like they've been doing gradients forever, so nothing too new there. So anyway, some interesting designs all over the place.
I really would have loved to have seen Utah go back to its jazz roots. I know in today's day and age, like they don't have anything to do with jazz, and they moved from New Orleans, and that's why they were the Jazz. But I think it would have been cool to pay some homage to the fact that they used to be the Jazz. And I mean, their hashtag last year was take note. I don't remember if they've kept it or not, but like when your hashtag is take note, and then the emoji that pops up is a music note. Why wouldn't you try and use that in these sweet city edition jerseys?
Would you have gone with like the mountain or the Rockies or whatever, and on the like the way they had back in the like Stockton Malone?
Oh, those would have been great. The only thing about those that I find funny is it reminds me of like a Coors Light bottle. If the jerseys get cold enough, they the mountains light up.
Yeah, definitely.